Hello YouTubies, look at us shooting in a proper YouTube aspect ratio and everything. This content is not going to go on TikTok first or at all, maybe, I don't really know. I am filming this for you. I want to talk, reintroduce myself, say hello again, because I haven't been here in quite some time. Not really. I've posted some videos more recently, sitting on a table and praying that it doesn't break. Not because I'm particularly fat, even though, but because it's a table that has been outside for quite some time, and yeah, it can't be that sturdy. It just cannot be that sturdy. Anywho, hi, how are you? I know some of you have been on this channel since I lived in my apartment and I was on weight loss journeys, and I mainly shopped. I'm kind of wondering if where I'm holding my hand, if you can even hear what I'm saying, because if you can't, that's awkward. It's real awkward because I don't have the AirPods in. Anyway, so here we are. My last attempt at really filming a lot of videos was at the beginning of COVID, which was, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. Probably have to bleep it out. It's a whole thing that happened. You can't really, anyway, so it was at the beginning of the pandemonium, was my last attempt at really making any videos, and I think I stopped because I didn't think that people were interested, which is a thing that I do when I think that people just kind of don't want to hear my voice, is I stop speaking. I have been making gardening videos since the pandemonium. From my first year of gardening to now, I make videos. I don't post them, but I do make videos. And I take content and I mainly put it on my Facebook just to remind me of what I've done in past years so that I can be proud of me. Well, I kind of want to show you what I've done too. And it's not so that you can be proud of me, even though I would love it if you were proud of me. It's mainly so that I can encourage people to kind of see what their yard can do. Because my yard, I'll flip this camera around. This is my yard. We are at about 6 p.m. right now. I may have to voice this over, so that'll be fun. Anyway, this is my yard. It is 6 p.m. right now. As you can see, the only thing that is currently getting hit by sunlight is this tree next to me. The rest of it is completely shaded. And thankfully, because I am a particularly stubborn human being, I did not listen when people told me I couldn't grow things here. More things grow here than should grow here. Can't tell you why, I don't know. But things grow here. So beyond all reason, beyond all logic, I have a garden. So I really do want to show you what grows out here. It is a tiny garden. It's smaller than most people's yard gardens just because I do have a small yard. I live in a freestanding condominium, which is essentially just a townhouse. I don't know why they call them condominiums. I think it's because, I don't know, you can charge differently. Girl, I don't know. I bought it. But, yeah. So let's say for this first video, let's go through everything that is currently growing. I'm not going to talk much more. As we do projects, I'll take you along with me, just like I've been taking TikTok along with me on my projects. Yeah. I don't really have a plan yet, is the thing. I don't really have a plan yet. So let's go ahead and go through my tiny garden. I will try not to talk quickly. I'll try not to move too quickly. That way I can really show you what is happening out here. How's that sound to you? Good? Good. Okay, so this is the side we are currently sitting on. When I built out this area, I really wanted to be more of an entertainment area. Little did I know, I had no plans of ever entertaining. So, over here we have mainly, it's my tiny patio orchard. I cannot put anything in the ground over here. Like, nothing can go in the ground. So this is my tiny patio orchard. I have room for more trees, which means I might end up with more trees. Currently there are 10 on this side. So we have, and I'm not going to keep touching them. Sorry, I tend to do that. We have my pomegranate tree, my Stella cherry tree, which beyond all reason, even though it shouldn't be, it is blossoming. So I might have cherries this year, but I'm not holding my breath because it really shouldn't even be blooming. I'm in the wrong climate. Long story. In the pot, this is all lemon balm. It's all lemon balm plus one chamomile plant. This is my other cherry tree. Oh, it's a Lapins cherry. In its pot, I have one chamomile, and then I tried for some cilantro. Yeah, that's... Yeah. This is supposedly a blood orange tree. And the only reason I say supposedly is it died back in the freeze a few years ago. And then it came back with leaves that look like this. They don't look like blood orange leaves. They look like some other citrus fruit. It has not fruited since. I don't know if it'll ever fruit or if this is just some thorny bush that now grows in my yard. So it's supposed to be a blood orange tree. That is my vermicompost system. All of my kitchen scraps, all of my yard scraps, some plants and everything go in here. I have red wigglers in there that break everything down and turn it into soil. This is an empty pot. This is my loquat. Let me stop touching. I have a tendency to want to pet my plants. So this is my loquat tree. It has never fruited. Let me tell you all the loquat's business. I don't know if you can see it. I'm actually gonna zoom in. Do you see that little nub right there? I have several lizards that live in my yard, as one should if you want good pest control, but that's one of the bigger ones. These two are fig trees. Again, they have never fruited. I don't know if they ever will. I have 3 apple trees here. These two I have to like keep. I do checks on these two to make sure they're still alive because I don't really know if they are. This one is alive. You can see that it's starting to get fuzzy at the top. Hold on, I can zoom in. So right here, it is starting to get fuzzy. It's starting to put on those little leaves. That's how we know it actually wants to do something this year. As we can tell, its 2 compatriots really aren't. And I want to say this is a Granny Smith apple tree. It's about 3 years old. Yeah. So getting into the more lush side of the yard. Actually, let's stop here because this is my little tree, my little stand. Here's where I have all the starts that need to go in the ground still. Some of them are purchased. Some of them, most of them were grown here from seed. So we have a few tomatoes, 2 peppers that I got from HEB. These were $1.56 each. I could talk to you all day about HEB's plant starts, but I will save you the trouble. Another tomato plant, a bunch of basil that I started from seed. Basil is the easiest thing to start from seed. If you are considering grabbing a potted basil for like $5, just grab the seed packet. It's so easy. Down here I have a few corn that need to go in the ground. And then I have a few failed attempts at okra. And this is a tomatillo. I'm probably going to go ahead and buy some more tomatillo plants. Just because I'm failing at tomatillos, honestly. Alright, moving right along. In the corners, we have some sweet alyssum. We have some nasturtiums, a few onions. This I thought was a cucamelon, but I thought about it a little bit harder, and I don't know what it is. But under the soil, I do have more cucumbers in the back. I don't know if you can see it. I will zoom in. In the backs of these first two beds, I have asparagus. They're still a little too thin for me to eat, so I'm letting them grow. Yeah. This is a lemon, maybe a lime. She's looking real rough right now. Needs to put back on some leaves. This is my papaya tree. And this is an overwintered pepper that I don't know. I don't know if it's coming back. Like, I just don't know. I've never tried to overwinter a pepper before, and I may have failed. Coming up onto the trellis itself, I do have some ground cherries here, as well as some seedlings in the pot. And you can see all those little seedlings. Then across from that one, I have more little ground cherry seedlings. On this side, underneath the soil, I have more cucumber seeds sown. I grow a ton of cucumbers every year. I don't know why, I just kind of do. In the back, we have asparagus ferns, which is just an asparagus. And it has gone to its leafy state, where it can pull some sunlight and distribute that down to the roots. This is either a lemon or a lime. And then down here, this is a pepper that I started from seed. So this guy is a papaya tree. I don't know what I said this one was. So if this is a papaya, this is a guava. That's a guava tree. This is Brussels sprouts that are still living here. Honestly, they're kind of on life support, and I hate doing life support for plants, so that one is probably going to go away very soon. Some more sweet alyssum in the corner. Here we have catnip, we have lemon balm, we have snapdragons, and then at the very top I have some poppy sprigs. I don't know if they're going to flower this year. They certainly did not last year. But, you know, we can cross our fingers and hope. Alright, so this bed has a little bit going in it. So these are brassicas of some sort. Oh, and brassica is the family name for Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, all of that. They may be Brussels sprouts. I have no earthly idea. I chaos sowed my plants in the winter, so they weren't labeled. Down at the ground level, we have some sweet peas that are doing terribly, honestly. And then between the brassicas, I have my gladiolas, which are starting to pop up new little baby gladiolas that'll also come in this year. I didn't know gladiolas actually like popped up babies. And then on this trellis I have two grapevines, and these are Concord grapes. This is the second year that my older grapevine is flowering, and then this is my younger grapevine, and I thought it was dead, honestly. So it's starting to do things, and I don't know what it's going to do this year, but no pressure to it. These remaining pots, the hanging pots, are empty. They've got soil in them, but they don't have plants. Over here, I have some of my eggplants. So I have 2 eggplant. Actually, I have 3 eggplant. 4. Girl, if I could count. I have 4 eggplants. So I have this one here and then this one here. And it's just sitting in a bunch of like radish greens. And the reason they're radish greens and not radishes is because I swear I can't grow any kind of bulbing crop. Anything that needs to bulb, I can't. And then at the back of the trellis, I do have some more. I have some bush beans that are sown right there. Okay, okay. I love homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes are the reason I still garden. They are what got me addicted to gardening and hooked on gardening, so they are the reason I still garden. So over here in the back, I have 6 tomato plants. They're sown entirely too closely together. I'm not going to do anything about that. In the front, I have 4 pepper plants. In that corner, that is borage that has been chewed on by the snails, which, what are we going to do? And then I have these little stringy things up front are onions. In the middle, that is a marigold that has been trampled on and chewed on by God knows what. Next bed over, again, I have 6 tomato plants, which this guy is a tomato plant. He is called a black seaman. He's called a black seaman, and he had a rough start to this life. So he's very stunted. I'd be very shocked if we got any fruit off that particular plant. Up front, we have 3 more peppers and then 1 Brussels sprout. And this one's actually starting to put on some, its little like Brussels sprout heads are getting coming in pretty well. I did cut the center stem off of it so that it would reroute its energy to these little sprouts on the side. So I can show you. Hold on. You can see they're tiny, 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 which I don't know if we're going to keep them. So over in the corner, we have more borage here and more borage there. This bed is okay. So I think this is a ranunculus. I want to say over there is an anemone. And then growing up the back, we have standard snap peas. These are, let me get my finger out the way. These are tomatillos, green tomatillos. Again, that's a green tomatillo. These are the last 2 that survived from my initial sowing of tomatillos. Turning on around, this bed theoretically has 3 artichoke plants in it. Where are they? We don't know. They keep getting eaten by the snails. Slugs. I have a massive slug problem. So you can see this is another Brussels sprout that has had the living daylights eaten out of it. Then we have pepper plant here, pepper plant there. He is a trap crop at this point because I want them to stay away from my peppers. Up front, we have some more onions. And then another marigold. Those are purple topped, not turnips, but I will add the word in while I'm editing because I'll be able to look it up. I don't know what that is. It's a purple topped thingy. It's like a turnip. Rutabaga. It's a rutabaga. It's a purple topped rutabaga. That's what those are. Are they bulbing? Probably not. Oh, I forgot to put that thing up for sale. Sorry, I'm being nosy. We have 3 more tomatoes here. If you want to know my tomato varieties, I can tell you. We have more marigolds. Lavender. That is another German chamomile. And that is sage. Let's see what is happening. And then up front, I have 2 more tomato plants. So this one is, okay, this plant is a year old. It's a determinate tomato from last year. I don't know what it is, but I do know it is putting on all sorts of fruit. And then we have my little one down here. Then we have 3 more tomato plants here. Weird. Okay. Sorry, I am nosy. I am nosy. Alright, so 3 more tomato plants. This is a very small marigold. I actually started this from seed. This is an Italian squash plant. Another borage. More onions. Onions are strewn throughout. And then in the back, this is all corn, and this whole thing is going to be corn. I've got to start more corn. That way I can have this whole back full of corn. So yeah, that is the lusher side of the yard. All right, that's it. That is the whole yard. Again, we have a very small space that I work with. Almost lost, yeah. We have a very small space that I work with. I do try to keep it neat. I do see a lot of patio and small gardeners that start to employ massive pots going everywhere. I have not done that yet. I don't know if I'm opposed to it or how I feel about it. Once it starts getting hot here in Texas, like once it gets to be about 100, once it gets to be like 90 degrees regularly, I am not as out here. I'm not out here as much as I should be. So extra things to water sounds terrible, but that's also extra produce. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, or if I'm going to turn this area into rows of, I have this up. I could turn this area into rows of pots next to my trees. So I don't know. I don't currently know. Anywho, if you were here from before, in the before times, and you've come back and you've watched this video, and you're still interested in watching my channel and this journey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. This was never really a big channel, but I have always loved it. I've always loved looking back at what I've done in the past. I wonder if that makes me narcissistic. Oh well. If you're new here and this was interesting content to you, hi, I'm Dominique, Central Texas Tiny Gardener. I would love it if you would like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me if you're gardening, tell me where you're gardening from. If the background, I don't know if this is like making you nauseous. I hope not. Yeah, talk to me about your gardening journey. Let's chat. And I will show you how everything grows in this space where frankly it really shouldn't. So I will see you in the next video. I don't really have a plan for the next video. I do need to also film for TikTok and just do a quick garden walkthrough because I haven't done that yet. If you want to see the TikTok, if you want to be on my TikTok, that is called, it's Nique-O. I'll link it below. We don't really have an Instagram. I don't really have an Instagram. I made it private. I made it a personal and private Instagram. The cats have an Instagram. If you want to follow them, it is called Mimi in the Garden, and I will link that below also. But beyond that, I will chat with you soon, and have a happy gardening season. Have a happy gardening week. Yeah, I got nothing. I have no outro. I don't have an intro either. I don't know what you want from me. But, yeah, I'll be back. Thanks, guys. Bye.